What I would drive as my success is just getting up, rinse, repeat.
Welcome back. Today we're speaking with Scott McMillan. So Scott is a team leader in the Edmonton market. So he does 125 million in sales each and every year, about 181 transactions. He has 4 agents, he has 2 support staff, and he has a background in hospitality we'll be diving in, and a very strong background in investing, real estate investing as well. So we're going to be talking about investing, we're going to be talking about how he became successful, and we're going to be talking about the overall real estate market. So give us a little bit about your backstory and then what got you into real estate.
Yeah, for sure. So it's funny journey, if you will. 3rd generation real estate. So originally my grandfather was in insurance and real estate. They were, I wouldn't say newly immigrated to Canada, but newish to Canada. My grandfather was there. My dad started in the business. He's 55 years deep in the business. Started in hotel, motel, and then the commercial arena. And then eventually, as we stepped out, when I was a kid, if you could have asked me what I was going to do, with the exception, I was probably climbing a tree, a roof, or bouncing off the walls because I was fairly high energy. I always said I was going to be involved in real estate, whether it would buy, sell, or build. And so the journey kind of started in that space when I was younger. But as we were growing up, my father is also a guy that was supportive and encouraged us to get different and history of employers, experiences, figure out where you want to land and what is happening around. That's when I kicked into, originally it was a sales kind of background, whether it was hospitality, I was a travel agent. I did some of the fun jobs where I lived in the mountains and I was a ski bum. At the same time, I was trying to always better my communication skills. And then subsequently, going to college, I took marketing at a college here in Edmonton called NAIT. And when I was going to college, the lifestyle of hospitality didn't necessarily pay the bills. I came from high school with the intention of, again, this is a grandeur. I'm going to go out, graduate, buy a house, and figure it out. I actually told my dad that I am going to buy a car or a house, and I wanted the car. It was a, I don't know what, 19 whatever Volkswagen GTI, and I didn't want to buy a house. My dad, being in real estate, sat back and he said, okay, you owe me $2,000 for deposit and here's your house. And at that moment, there was the jaw drop and reality of like, okay, the excitement is there, but then you have to figure out how to pay for it. So this was in between graduating high school, before starting college, at the same time trying to see where I could break even. And there was a lot of days where I was chewing on Mr. Noodles just to get by. At the same time, that was how it got me started in real estate. In between, I started doing the oil field. And in Alberta, even if you're in real estate, you're in oil. It doesn't matter what fashion you are, everybody's affected. And that's the blood that pumps through the heart. And so Seismic was where I was playing in the oil field, and I did that through college. And so through summer, Christmas, all of those things, I'd go off, work for a few months, make enough money to also pay for my mortgage at that point, not rent, mortgage. And then I was trying to get renters in with myself to just subsequently live. From there, it was going to Jasper. I was working for Fairmont now, but back in the day, it used to be Canadian Pacific, and jumped into hospitality world. It was beyond good. We were biking, skiing, hiking, and I would work for 4 to 6 hours a day. I was existing. And my dad, after about a year, came back and said, okay, I won't use the words he threw on the table, but basically, are you ready to come off and try a career? And at that moment, 25 years ago, started in real estate with just myself and my dad. From that point, and it was an assistant kind of position initially, and then we just evolved. There was scenarios where we grew. We had an assistant. We kind of stayed base level, and my dad was always a higher producer, but he was not necessarily a systems driven individual. He was incredibly good at networking. He was an unbelievably good salesman, but he was the guy that would be the hunter. So hunter, gatherer, go out, do the transactions, get to a position. And when I came in, we started kind of transitioning and getting a little more growth modular in the background with team, office manager. From there, my brother came in the business, and my 2 sisters actually followed suit.
Amazing.